Hi, I'm Scott Gange, and we're back with another episode of National Prep Stars Run Your Region here on PassportplayasTV. Today we'll be covering some of the top players from Southern California. And hey, if you follow Southern California high school football or high school football at all, you have to know that it's a hot spot for recruits. Just this year in the class of 2021, 25 players are in the top ESPN 300 for top recruits in high school football in the country. Pretty amazing. The first quarterback we're going to be going over is Jake Garcia, quarterback who was at Narbonne last year, just transferred to La Habra. 6'2", 190 pounds, committed to USC, but he has 17 offers in total, some of those from schools like Bama, Auburn, Georgia, and LSU. A pocket passer with sweet touch and delivery to his passes. Garcia has advanced footwork and can stand tough in the pocket. Just last season, he threw for 25 touchdowns, over 2,300 yards through the air, a 70% completion percentage in just 9 games. Jake Garcia, a name to know in Southern California high school football. We'll continue the talk with the great quarterbacks in Socal with our next pocket passing quarterback in Miller Moss, out of Bishop Alemany High School in Mission Hills, California. 17 offers for Moss, schools like Alabama, Michigan, Penn State, Tennessee, Georgia, USC, and Arizona State. That's just to name a few. Everybody wants Miller on their team. Last season, he threw for 28 touchdowns, over 3,000 yards, exactly 3,118 yards through the air, and a 9-3 record for the Warriors. Bishop Alemany is a studly school to play football. Carried the Warriors to a 9-3 record. He can throw a deep ball. He can throw short. He has a great vision for the field, and when he has to, he's got a pretty good set of legs as well. Miller Moss out of Bishop Alemany High School. Keep an eye out for him. Next quarterback on our list, Peter Costelli, Mission Viejo, California, and Mission Viejo High School, their quarterback. 11 offers, 7 of them from the Pac-12, and what he can really do is he might be able to throw a deep ball better than anybody in Southern California. 7 Pac-12 offers, schools like Oregon and Cal in the Pac-12, and outside of the Pac-12, LSU and Nebraska. A stud, Peter Costelli. Like I said, he sees the field better than anybody. He can throw and drop in a beautiful deep ball pass. He's got a quick arm too for quick slants and stuff like that. And just like Miller Moss, when necessary, he can use the legs and pick up a first down pretty easily. Peter Costelli out of Mission Viejo High School in Mission Viejo, California. And our last quarterback, a guy by the name of Finn Collins, our last Socal slinger, let's say. Finn most recently committed to Arizona State. He's from Calabasas, California. He just committed, like I said, to Herm Edwards and company to play for the Sun Devils in Tempe, Arizona. He's got other offers, schools like OSU, Central Michigan, San Jose State, Holy Cross, and Liberty. 3-star, pro-style quarterback, 3,576 passing yards last season, 39 touchdowns thrown. He's 6'3", 180 pounds, and led his team to a 12-2 record. A fantastic quarterback who threw the ball again, 3,576 passing yards and 39 touchdowns in one season. Finn Collins, quarterback to know in Southern California.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Jesus Cano, and I'm going to talk about some of the best running backs in Southern California and probably one of the best hotbeds for high school football in the nation. So let's start off with the number 1 running back in the class of 2022. He was a star at Edison High School in Stockton and now transferred to play at Mater Dei High School, who was in good contention to play in the state Open Division Championship. At Edison, he tallied 2,684 yards and 34 touchdowns. I mean, let's keep it real. This is the ideal running back any team wants. Explosiveness out the gate, top tier speed, and he has really good hands too, which makes him superb in the backfield. He's only going to get better playing at Mater Dei, surrounded by greatness. He has offers from everywhere, but most notably from Alabama, Oklahoma, Penn State, and Florida State. Still has 2 years under his belt, and I'm telling you guys, he is a gift to watch. Now let's talk about Byron Cardwell. You know, he dominated at St. Augustine, but now he's going to light it up over at Morse High School, still within San Diego. At SA, he combined for 1,968 yards and 34 total touchdowns. He's a really confident player. In fact, in interviews with Recruiting News Guru, he wants to break the CIF San Diego single-season touchdown record. He attended the Under Armour All-American Camp where he was actually awarded MVP, so this guy's a stud. I mean, offers from UCLA, USC, and Washington State. And now, coming to us from JSerra High School, we have Samuel Green. And he played for a JSerra team that performed relatively well last season. You know, Green was averaging 7.4 yards per carry and has seen some interest holding offers from ASU and Florida Atlantic. He's a really reliable player when it comes to draws. Really good at finding the gaps too, probably his strongest too. And he's improved a lot, becoming faster, and has really worked on growing his football IQ. Now, one thing that he wants to do, just like many other players want to do, wants to become more physical, get bigger, get faster, get stronger, and prove himself more, wants to work on himself. And if he can do that and transition to a really good season this year, you can see his offers skyrocket more and probably get more Power 5 offers along with that too. Now let's talk about Rayshawn Luke from St. John Bosco. He calls himself Speedy on Twitter, and rightfully so. He had a great season for track his freshman year and won the 100 meter at the Eagle Invite before his track season unfortunately would get shut down along with the rest of spring sports. But the speed transitions really nicely onto the gridiron. He had 700 yards and 9 touchdowns at Bosco, who won the state open division championship in California. He has a great cutting ability and excellent vision. When he finds the gap, that's when his speed comes into play, because bye-bye, you're not going to see him. You're going to find him in the end zone. It's been offers galore for him, with LSU, Michigan, and USC recruit him heavily.
We're now going to talk about some of the best wide receivers from Southern California. We're going to kick it off with the junior, Beaux Collins, who is 6'2", 195 pounds from St. John Bosco High School. He has completely grew with his body and took his game to a whole nother level. Collins is currently the 6th ranked wide receiver in the nation and 4th in California. Collins has been practically unguardable after an amazing junior year. He has shown that he can get off the press with ease and has fantastic body control. His numbers in 2019 were 41 catches, 1,008 yards receiving, and 14 touchdowns. He has offers from all around the nation, but even after several visits to Ohio State, Beaux has decided to go all in with Clemson University. Clemson is known for producing wide receivers like DeAndre Hopkins, Sammy Watkins, and Martavius Bryant, so Beaux' game should completely excel under Dabo Swinney. Next, we have the junior, Alonzo Fontenette, the 6'3", 185-pound wide receiver from Oaks Christian High School. After the 6-game wait, Alonzo was able to start his new journey after transferring from Alemany High School. He has a gift to rise with defenders and snag catches. Deep routes are beneficial to his game because of his huge catch radius. Alonzo's also had a fresh start in the recruiting process as well. He decided to decommit from Arizona State. However, he has offers from Colorado, Nevada, Utah, and Washington State. Stats-wise in 2019, Alonzo had 14 catches, 180 yards, and 3 touchdowns. With the full year in Oaks Christian offense, Alonzo Fontenette should be back to his sophomore form or even better. Next, we have the sophomore, Tetairoa McMillion, who is a 6'3", 185-pound wide receiver from Servite High School. Big time, T-Mac, athlete extraordinaire, whatever you want to call the kid, just know he was a sophomore sensation last year. He plays with a swagger like no other, and it doesn't help, he makes one-hand catches look routine. Currently, he has many offers, but just to name a few, LSU, Notre Dame, Oregon, and most recently, Miami. This kid's a 3-sport star athlete, and he's only a sophomore, so sit back and enjoy the show. Next, we have the junior, Kyron Ware-Hudson, the 6'1", 200-pound wide receiver from Mater Dei High School. You want to see some bully ball? Turn on Kyron's highlight tape. This kid will physically impose his will against his opponents. Even though he's not a burner, he will compete and use his size to separate from tight coverage and strength to make tough contested catches. Furthermore, good luck to one defender trying to tackle him in the open field. In 2019, he had 59 catches, 853 yards receiving, and 13 touchdowns. Kyron has had many offers, but he has decided to commit to University of Oregon to join his older brother, Keon Ware. Due to the fact that Oregon's had injuries and could use depth at the wide receiver position, Kyron knows he'll have a chance to play early in Eugene.
All right, everybody, now we're going to move to the defensive side of the ball and talk about some of the best defensive linemen in Southern California. And man, oh man, are we kicking it off with a bang. Let's start off with Corey Foreman from Centennial High School in Corona, California. He's considered by many to be the #1 recruit in the nation. I mean, this kid is a monster. Recently announced his top 10, which consists of schools like USC, Alabama, and Ohio State. But ultimately, he's going to go play at Clemson. At Centennial, he had 32 total tackles last season. I mean, he's a great guy that sees the weight room as his sanctuary. Always in there putting in work, and results are showing. Still has his senior season left under his belt, and he's going to be a big impact player for Dabo Swinney and the Tigers in the future. I mean, go out, watch this kid, watch his film. Insane athlete. Another impressive defensive lineman from Socal, we're talking about Victor Ibaka from Westlake High School. He stands at 6'3" and weighs 325 pounds. He also announced his top 5 involving Michigan, Texas A&M, Florida, Florida State, and Oregon. And I mean, despite his team Westlake only going 2-9, Vaca was still a huge threat on defense. He's a big team player, stating that he can play anywhere on the line if needed. Vaca's main priority this offseason will be to improve his quickness on his feet, heck, even improve his biggest strength, which will be his hands. And if I were to place a bet, I really see him trading the sunny California weather for those cold Saturday afternoons in Ann Arbor to play for the Wolverines. So keep an eye out for this kid. It's going to be really fun to watch this season. Moving on, we got Derek Wilkins from Santa Margarita High School, towering at 6'4", 250 pounds. Seems to have a lot of versatility with the ability to play it on any side of the line, and he'll perform really well there. For his size, he has a very good movement. Last season, he had 44 total tackles, 15 of them being for loss, with 7 sacks. He's a 4-star player with big-time offers like Michigan, Nebraska, Boise State, and USC. He states that moving to the Trinity League helped him in owning his craft, and by playing against tougher competition, he himself has gotten better as a player. More talented defensive lineman from Southern California. This one coming to us from San Diego. It's going to be Grayson Halton from St. Augustine. 4-star defensive end, standing at 6'4", 250 pounds in the class of 2022. I mean, he's a very productive player with 44 tackles, 5 of them which were for loss, recording 3.5 sacks. Phenomenal athlete with great size. Has picked up offers with multiple Pac-12 schools. I mean, his film shows to be a very determined player and excellent edge rusher. He can also be a threat on offense, but man, he's just naturally gifted on defense. Impressive speed and good hands. I really want to see him get more offers outside of the Pac-12 very soon, because he's just a talented player, and get more offers over on the Power 5 side. You know, a couple of SEC offers, Big Ten, or whatever else comes his way, because this guy is going to be a Power 5 starter soon.
And we're going over the defensive backs in Socal. And if you know Socal, which I hope you do, you have to believe that it's absolutely overflowing with talent. And these 5 defensive backs will exemplify that and much more. So let's jump right into it. The first defensive back to watch in Socal goes by the name of Zaire Wright out of Loyola High School. He's 6'1", 175 pounds. Loyola High School is in Los Angeles. By the way, he has a 3.7 GPA. This kid has 31 offers, according to 24/7 Sports. You heard that right. 31. Schools like Oregon, Florida State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, and obviously much more. You can't teach speed. This guy's got it. He can return kicks for touchdowns, punts for touchdowns, catch a deep ball at receiver, high point a pass for a pick, and strip a running back for a fumble, all in the same game. Zaire Wright, if you ever get the chance to see him, you gotta make that happen. An absolute athlete, and a stud, and a playmaker in every single sense of the term. Zaire Wright out of Loyola High School. Our next defensive back, Jalen Davies, 6'1", 165 pounds, out of the powerhouse Mater Dei in Santa Ana, California. He's got 21 offers. Schools like ASU, Ohio State, UCLA, USC, Washington, Bama, and Texas are right now in his top 7. That was listed on March 23rd of 2020. He's a 2021 kid. He is a glue defender. If you try to get separation from him, it's just straight up not going to happen. He loves contact. He's hungry for the ball, and out at defensive back, at corner, if you try to run her out and throw him the ball, it's probably going to be intercepted, and it's really, really fun to watch him play. Jalen Davies out of Mater Dei in Santa Ana, California. Our next defensive back, DJ Harvey from Sierra Canyon. He's listed at 5'10". It says that he's 170 pounds, but I'd like to say he's even bigger than that and gaining more muscle this offseason. He has 19 offers. Sierra Canyon last season was 14-2. The quarterback listed his top 8: Kansas, Arizona State, Virginia Tech, LSU, Notre Dame, Cal, USC, and Oregon. Here's some stats for you to blow your mind. 84 receptions, 1,425 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns, and on the defensive side, 35 tackles and 4 interceptions. 2,175 all-purpose yards. On offense or defense, he gets the ball. He returns a lot of punts and a lot of kicks very far or for touchdowns. He's elusive. He's hard to tackle, and he loves to tackle on the defensive end. His highlight tape is full of big plays. I felt like I could watch it for 15 minutes. It would just strictly be touchdowns and interceptions. Really fun to watch. Keep an eye out for DJ Harvey out of Sierra Canyon High School. Our next guy is Amarian Gordon, out of Warren High School in Downey, California. A 6'2", 190-pound safety. He's got 18 offers, a class of 2021. The whole Pac-12 has offered this kid the safety out of Warren High School. He just committed to USC. He has great range. He can make plays in space. A pass thrown to the other side of the field, it seems like he can get there and make a pick just in time, or at least make a big tackle. He's known for his hard-hitting style of play. He has incredible instincts on the field, especially at safety. He's a kid you don't want to be one-on-one against because he will rock you. Very, very good player, Zamarian Gordon. He is the Zamarian X Factor for Warren High School in Downey, California, an absolute stud. And our last player in DB in Socal, another safety by the name of Kalen Bullock, 2021 class out of John Muir High School in Pasadena, California. All these guys in the Los Angeles region. 6'2", 175 pounds, 19 total offers. Most recently, schools like Colorado, USC, and Kansas. Although he's getting looks from all over the country, Pac-12, Big 12, everywhere you can think of. They want him on their team, and for good reason. He is fast, which I said before, you cannot straight up teach at all. He knows where the ball's going to be thrown before it's thrown, and if he doesn't get there in time, he'll make a hard rocking hit. A stud, Kalen Bullock, just like all these other guys. Kalen Bullock at a John Muir High School in Pasadena, California, the last defensive back in Southern California to watch here on this special top list.
We're now going to talk about some of the best linebackers in Southern California. We're going to kick it off with the junior, Rajion Davis, who is 6'1", 215-pound outside linebacker from Mater Dei High School. Davis flashes everywhere. This is a sideline-to-sideline player, 3-down linebacker, and can even cover receivers and running backs. Davis is very difficult to play against due to his physicality. In 2019, his numbers were 43 tackles, 16.5 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks, 1 interception, 3 fumble recoveries, and 1 forced fumble. On New Year's Day, Davis committed to the national champions LSU Tigers. They run a 3-4 defense, so Davis should fit right in with his skill set of playing in space and pass rushing. Next, we have the junior, Teote, who is 6'2", 220-pound outside linebacker from St. John Bosco High School. What I love about he can play outside and inside. He has the speed, consistent recognition of what's in front of him, and will punish his opponents. He has improved as a pass rusher, and you can depend on him to shed blocks and get to the football. In 2019, he has 61 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. has offers from USC, Nebraska, Oregon, Kansas, and Ole Miss. He has been committed to USC about 2 years now, and he plans on joining his brother, Palai. Next, we have the junior, Ethan Calvert, who is 6'3", 230-pound linebacker from Oaks Christian High School. I believe what makes Ethan stand out is his tenacity. Not only is he going to chase you down, but he will slam you to the ground or flat out smack you in the mouth. He has the ability to play in space and to curl flats by using his instincts to make plays as well. He's the enforcer of his defense and will not miss tackles. Ethan finished the year with 69 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 interception. Ethan has been offered by LSU, UCLA, Washington, and USC. As his decision looms, he has 2 brothers in the Pac-12 currently, so this will be a very tough decision for him to make. Last and certainly not least, we have the sophomore, Nuefe Dewey Halamaka, who is a 6'1", 238-pound inside linebacker from Bishop Alemany High School. Down, said hut, then boom! Nuefe is in your backfield. He has a knack for knowing cadences and blitzing through the gaps. If you keep him in the box, let him keep on pulling guards, he will find that football. He easily motivates players around him with his high motor and passion. In 2019, he had 65 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and 8 QB hurries. He has been offered by USC, Florida, Vanderbilt, and many other Power 5 schools. Recently, he committed to USC. This young sophomore is a natural leader and will continue to grow within the Bishop Alemany program.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to our Southern California's Run Your Region episode here on National Prep Stars and Passport Playas TV. Hey, to all the athletes that want to be featured on an upcoming episode, leave your Twitter and your huddle link in the comments section below for instant evaluation. For the entire National Prep Stars staff, my name is Scotty Gaines. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow as we tackle another region.